usual seat in preparation for a day out. Now today is going to be something a little bit different. It's a little bit of a busman's holiday for me, really, because today we're off to, is it Woburn? We're off to Woburn Zoo. And it's quite a good zoo, but it's a drive around. It's a safari park, really. In actual fact, I was offered a job there some years ago, but I refused to take it because there was just a certain couple of discrepancies to the way that they kept their animals that I wasn't really best pleased with. They did it, don't get me wrong, their animals are looked after perfectly. And as far as zoos go, as far as any animal collections go, they do it a really fantastic and good job. There's just one or two things that I wasn't happy with. I'm not going to discuss it on here because obviously I'm still heavily involved with the zoo industry and the zoo, working in the zoo field. And most of my friends work in zoos, so it's something that I refuse to comment on. Sort of open social media, as it were, because I don't want to. Yeah, it's not my place. But yes, anyway, it's a bit of a busman's holiday, but it's fine. It's all good. Unfortunately, the kids got to come because it's their day off again. But it's a drive-through, so I'm going to try and get as much footage or some footage of some of the different subspecies and species of animals that are there, and see how the day pans out. At least today, we know where we're going, so there aren't going to be any craggy island surprises for us. We know it's not the Field of Fun. But yeah, it's a bit more expensive. We're happy to pay for it because we know what we're getting, and you know we're going to see some fantastic creatures on this planet, from this planet. So all's good. But oh, you guys looking forward to it? Yeah. What about you, Fox? You are. What about you, Willow?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most?
Monkeys.
Monkeys. You two are monkeys. Right, okay, so without further ado, we are on our way to see some monkeys, but amongst some other wonderful species of the planet. So let's go to the zoo. You can come to the zoo. We're on our way, we'll see you there in a bit. Oh yeah, gonna stop en route. I've got to have my daily coffee, and of course the kids have got to have something to eat because they won't eat breakfast.
I don't like that. I want sausage rolls.
Is that right?
I don't like sausage rolls.
Oh dear, something else they don't like. So I find it stuff you don't like.
I really don't like sausage.
Really? Really? Do you want cake for breakfast then?
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously. Where's your wayward brother gone to?
Toilet.
Brushing his teeth, isn't he?
Yeah, don't have any.
He doesn't have. He's got a couple. Fox! Fox, where are you? Look, I want to show you what the dapper, well-dressed man about town's wearing. Look at the camera. Put your arm down. There you go. He's wearing fox pyjamas. Oh, a fox outfit, apparently. They are actually pyjamas. But he's wearing his fox outfit. And I think he's looking quite dapper, quite good. Go back for me a little bit, Fox. What was that? You kissed my hand again? I feel like a king. Right, Fox, look at me. So there he is, he's sporting. Show the ears on the jumper. Not your ears, the ears on your top. Willow, pull his ears up, please. There you go. He's showing you the ears on his top there. So he's got the full fox effect. And is indeed a fox wearing a fox. So there you go. And Willow's wearing, what are you sporting? Not pyjamas like your brother, but indeed a lovely top which says 100% unicorn. Fox is now trying to assault me with a toy. And what they call those leggings. And Hazel is wearing the usual tramp about town clothing, old jeans, purple shoes, purple top. You look like an aubergine. Oh, okay, fair enough. And me, not that you care, I'm sporting this lovely dandruff-infused t-shirt from eBay, price $9.99. Some jeans and some old slippers. Not slippers, sandals. See you in a bit. You don't care really, do you? They don't care really. Right, so I know that lots of people don't agree with zoos. I know they don't. And I've always said that the thing about zoos is they're not like they used to be in the 19th century or even in the middle of the 20th century, where they just used to be for people looking at what they perceive to be freaks or oddities or the unusual. You know, we've come a long way since those days. I mean, zoos now are actually used for endangered species breeding programs, education, and of course the animals that live in zoos now. You have to remember that if we didn't have a lot of these animals in zoos on breeding programs, then they would be completely extinct. In fact, zoos have been integral in bringing back from the brink of extinction lots of different species and subspecies throughout the planet. And of course the husbandry, the keeping of these animals is so much better now. I mean, before, nobody really knew what they were doing with them. They'd feed them an assortment of things in the hope that it kind of met the requirements of their diet. But it's not just about the physical keeping of animals now, it's also about the psychological keeping. We've got a lot better understanding, in fact a lot more understanding of the psychological development these animals have, and of course the lines that their psychology goes down, so we are better in effect to look after them. I know it sounds like a bit of a rant, but I always put this in. So even if you don't like zoos, and let's be honest, even zookeepers don't really like zoos, and in a perfect world we wouldn't have zoos because obviously there'd be a lot of territory, a lot of natural habitat for these animals to inhabit, but sadly there aren't. So zoos are not necessarily evil, but they are necessary because, as I say, without them we wouldn't have any knowledge of these animals, ongoing knowledge that we're picking up all the time about them. And of course it's not just about the animals themselves. Zoos are now heavily involved in not just the ecosystems, but also the environment that these animals and indeed the people that live amongst these animals come from. So it's looking at the bigger picture. Zoos look at the bigger picture now and work accordingly. Anyway, I'm sorry if that was a bit of a rant, but it's just one of those things I like to put out there so people understand where I'm coming from and where zoos are coming from in this day and age. I could tell you things about zoos or things that zoos do with animals to help their psychological welfare, but yeah, I won't, because some of them it might not be palatable for the ordinary layperson, as it were. They don't do anything physically or horrible to them, but for example, to allow them to overcome the death of one of their own, say one animal has a baby and the baby dies, they then allow the baby to stay with the parent because, you know, it allows them to develop their awareness of that their baby is passed, and it allows them to sort of bond and work through the grieving process. So that's it really. But that's one of the things I didn't want to tell you, but I will tell you, just to dispel any kind of myth or fairy tale about zoos being bad. You know, I'm sure there are some zoos in this world that are still quite bad, but certainly not in the Western world. You know, that we're right up there with the development and the care of animals. So that's it. I just wanted to get it out of the way. Sorry if it's boring. Oh, and by the way, Willow, she had the hump this morning, and she seems a lot better now. Didn't you have the hump this morning?
No.
Oh, apparently she didn't. She did. Speak to you in a bit. What are you two playing in the back?
Guess what I am.
Guess what I am? I already know what you are. And your brother, I already know what the pair of you are. What are you playing?
Guess who I am.
Right, and how's this game going? How's it sort of playing out for you?
Good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Only I heard your brother say that he thought you were mashed potato at one point. Is that right?
Yeah, I was mashed potato at one point, but he keeps on saying mashed potato like them.
Does he? Right. Fox.
That was a piece of cheese. And then you kept on laughing.
Right, this is one for two of you. See if you can guess who I am.
A YouTuber.
Am I what?
A YouTuber.
I know what she said. Well, yeah, I am, but guess. This is a guess what I am. Pretend guess what I am. I am in the atmosphere, and I am very, very smelly. All right, I'm in the air, and I'm very, very smelly.
What's in the air and smell?
Normally, I'll give you another clue. Normally, I sit behind you. Did you hear my second clue? Normally, I sit behind you. It is indeed Lily, but what part of Lily is it?
Lily's farts.
No!
Oh, Lily's breath.
Lily's breath, yeah! Good one. I think the one thing I do like about Woburn Safari Park is that it's right out in the middle of the countryside. As you can see, look, it's a beautiful drive out to it. Once you get onto the motorway, it's quite a lot further out than you thought it was, but it's not. It's not much further out than I thought it was. Well, I didn't, did I? In the end, I chose not to work here, and I think I probably would have been a live-in keeper at one point. So we'll see. But I think this is where isn't this where Gerald Durrell was? No, he was Whipsnade, wasn't he? Yeah. So that's beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, I thought it was where Gerald Durrell was, but it's not. And Gerald Durrell is one of our heroes, isn't he, Hazel? We do love Gerald Durrell. I still love Gerald Durrell. It's just, he might be in the past tense, but my love for him is, Gerald Durrell was fantastic, and he ended up he started out as a zookeeper. Well, actually, as you've probably seen him on TV, he started out as a child being infatuated and obsessed with animals, like all zookeepers are when they're kids, same as me. And then as he got older, he started to collect bugs and beetles, or beetles are bugs and all sorts of animals. And then as he got older, his collection became a lot more eclectic, and the animals got bigger and bigger and bigger. And he kept them all. I think he lived in Palmer's Green or somewhere. No, he lived in Bournemouth, that's right. And they had a garage in Bournemouth, his mum's garage, and he kept all his animals in there. And he looked for somewhere to set up a project, to set up a new zoo. And eventually he found a place in Jersey. And that is where we've got the Gerald Durrell Foundation, the Gerald Durrell Zoo. He's going over a cattle grid now. But that's where we've got that great place that does a lot for education, does a lot for endangered species programming, and in fact it's like a hub that all other zoos work off. Let's have a look at this deer. Let's have a look. Hang on. Well, you can't really see him because Hazel's head's in the way. Well, that's not good enough. Woburn Abbey! I know, but it's also Woburn Safari Park. Yes, I know, but it's just one of the same. The Abbey's part of the actual... the grounds were part of the Abbey. Yeah, alright, it's still part... Stop being pedantic, Polly! Woburn! What? What did you just do? Nice. Classy.
There are deer down there, yeah?
Yeah, there are. You can't really see them at the minute because they're a bit too far away. Kids can, but not us. There's one of the Woburn crew.
In a minute, yeah, not now. We've got to
Let's have a look in here, shall we? Look at that. So there you go. Part of the enclosures. Hoping it's not too windy. I've got a muff on this. A wind muff. I'm hoping to do his job. If I remember rightly, weren't there different enclosures were Tiger 1, Wolf 1? That was different. I'd say their enclosures were Tiger 1 and Wolf 1, but it wasn't. It was the number plates on the vehicles, the Land Rovers that they drive are Tiger 1, Wolf 1, Wolf 2, Tiger 2, Lion 1, Lion 2. You get the gist. And I think my one would have been Wolf 1. If I'd have taken the job, my one would have been Wolf 1. And I'd have spent all day in the wolf enclosure monitoring things, making sure the animals are fine, keeping them away from any escape routes, and just making sure the public stayed in their vehicles and were safe. Of course, with feeding and other duties that are on the roster for a zookeeper. So yeah, let's have a look. It's beautiful, beautiful. This is the drive into it. See, it's absolutely stunning, and there's lots and lots of deer in here. Lots of deer. I don't think we're that far from the main entrance now, actually. I think we're coming up to it, aren't we? It's a very, very long drive, to be honest, as you can see. But it is very pretty, very beautiful.
Let's go with the cattle grid. Ready?
Over the cattle grid. Ready, kids? Wait.
Ready.
Ready? All together. Little things. Oh, look at these. It's so cute. So you can see they've got sort of domestic stock here as well as exotic. There we go. It's a very, you got buffalo over there, North American buffalo right in front of you. Or they could be European, I'm not sure. Can't really see them up that close at that minute. But yeah, we've got lots going on here. Lots and lots and lots and lots. Lots and lots and lots. Oh, I don't know. Oh, they are North American bison, guys. We can't really see them because there's big heads in the way. But yeah, take my word, North American bison. We've got some more sheep down there.
Willow, what do you reckon? Fox, do we eat?
Right, we're now going into Woburn itself. It's pretty posh. This has all been done since we were last here, isn't it?
Maybe.
These new, or they say, oh, it might be the same old, I'm not sure. It looks like we could have a busy day today. It's half term after all. Let's see what occurs here.
Thank you very much.
Right, so we've just paid to go in, find the right gear, and we can make our way in. So we're just going in new. Oh, I'm always in the way, according to you.
Another cattle grid.
Cattle grid, guys.
Ready?
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we are simple. Right, they Ancoli, yes, got Ancoli cattle over there. Can't really see, you might get to see stuff up close, hopefully. Although knowing us, probably not.
We're going to go leisure area.
I think you can see the elephants down there. We're going to get a better look at them later. But at the moment, there's a great big line of traffic. But we will, you can see one over there. So we're going to go around this route here. Look at the blinking traffic.
Because there's a giraffe in there.
Well, I've heard of a zebra crossing, but I've never heard of a giraffe crossing. 'Tis a new one on me. I'm in the wrong place, really, for videoing these animals. Because can't really, you can see them, hopefully. So you got the giraffes there. I think these are the
other ones.
Yeah. I can't think what it is. Not Rothschilds, is it? Is it Rothschilds? Yeah, Rothschilds giraffes. I was right. Unfortunately, all we can see at the minute is load. Look at this. Look at this line of traffic. Horrendous. But look at those giraffes. They're gorge. Hopefully, if we wait a little bit, we'll get to see. I know there's more, but we're not going to get them crossing right.
Around hoping the giraffes cross in front of their cars.
They are. They really are. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. I'll get back to you when it's something a little bit more interesting. Well, when you get closer to stuff. So let's have a look. Hang on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, look at the baby ones. He's very cute. He's head over the plinth there. But look at him. Interesting. Right, let's have a look. There's one right next to you there, I think. Just walking off, but lots of babies in there, as you can see. Gorgeous. So those are Rothschilds. And as I say, when they're born, they're about 6 feet in length. And the head comes out the mother's womb, obviously, first. And then they more or less touch the floor with their heads. And then they're dropped from the womb. The last bit dropped from the womb. And as Hazel said earlier, interrupted me, it shocks them into taking their first breath and waking up. So they're very, very cool. And they've got the same amount of vertebrae in their neck as we have. It's just a very, very much longer neck. In actual fact, some people refer to them as the cows of Africa. Although there are cows in Africa, they still refer to those as cows. A kind of a cow. I think they're a ruminant. So that means I think they've got 4 stomachs. And these guys are mainly grazers. But they're very, very cute. Very, very cool. Beautiful animal. Sorry if I'm boring you with the information. Oh, look at them. They're gorgeous. Feeding giraffes is harmless to their health. It absolutely is. I'm sorry, harmful. I should have said harmful, shouldn't I say harmless? Move along, please. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. There's some babies. It's all right, don't worry. You're having a giraffe. And so you can see him through the fence there. Oh, look at him. Beautiful. I've fed giraffes. They're very slobbery. Got some more up here crossing baby and mother. Did she go back for him or was he waiting for her? Did he? Oh, look at these babies. Absolutely gorgeous. Is that you?
Yes, I think it's important.
Beautiful. Stunning. I know, they're great, aren't they? They're big old hooves they've got there. Helps them display their weight on sand. Splay their weight on sand. Perfect. Right, forward ho. Yes, as I was saying, it helps the giraffe splay its weight on the sand, so it distributes its weight, so it makes it, it gives it sort of an even area all around to distribute the weight. It stops them sinking. It's the same with elephants, really. I mean, if you imagine an elephant and the tonnage of an elephant, and obviously if they had normal feet like us and that, they'd just keep getting stuck in it and be able to move. It's a lot with the same with a lot of these ungulates, and but it's very. I find it interesting anyway. I will be throwing out some factoids, hopefully, and I hope you enjoy them. I'm sorry, I'm just going to zookeeper mode when I'm at the zoo, but I'll try and make it as I'll try and make the factoids as enjoyable as possible, and I hope you enjoy them. I'll speak to you in a bit.